This video is for junior high science, pages 292 to 296. So let's jump right in on page 292. We're looking at the groups of elements and the periodic table of elements. So you can see our periodic table on page 292 and 293. Make sure you get familiar with this. You'll need it for the back of worksheet 20. So notice how we have them assembled together here. The blue indicates metals, the pinkish orangey color indicates metalloids, and the yellow is non-metals. So they are arranged by atomic number, their chemical symbol, and they have their elemental name as well, and then they're identified by the number of electrons in each shell. So that's the information given on the periodic table of elements. The first successful attempt at grouping our elements was undertaken by a Russian chemist by the name of Dmitry Mendeleev, and he was the first one to do that. So on page 293, highlight periodic table of the elements. It's in the paragraph in bold there. Just below that, connect periodic table of the elements to the elements are organized into rows and columns. Their sequence sets them in order according to their atomic number. So you can check out all of our atomic numbers there and see that they are all in order. So hydrogen is 1, lithium is 3, beryllium is 4, sodium is 11, magnesium is 12, and they all go in order. Highlight 3 main groups of elements and know what they are. They are metals, nonmetals, and semi-metals. So know those 3 main groups of elements. Turning to page 294, let's look at the metals. Highlight all are solids at room temperature. The sole exception is mercury. If you've ever looked at an actual thermometer, the liquid that's inside that moves up and down according to the temperature is mercury. The metal gallium, you can see the picture of that in somebody's palm there. It has an atomic number of 31. It will melt in your hand just like chocolate will. So if you put a piece in your hand and leave it there like a piece of chocolate, it'll melt just like the picture there. On the other hand, cesium, atomic number of 55, would too melt like chocolate, except that it's too toxic and harmful to be handled. Electricity flows easily through most metals. That's why copper and aluminum are used for electric wires. Back in chapter 3, we studied lots of important metals like gold, platinum, iron, copper, and aluminum. And there are other important metals like chromium or chrome. It's given to steel to keep it from rusting, and it also makes it super shiny. You can see that with our chromium plated bumper there. On the next column, find nickel in bold. Highlight nickel, a very hard metal, is an important ingredient in stainless steel. See our stainless steel pocket knife there, and that is 7 to 9% nickel, so it makes it super strong. And of course we have nickel coins, those are 25% nickel. Highlight lead, that's in bold, highlight what it is. The densest of the everyday metals is lead. The Latin word for lead, plumbum, is the source of the English word plumbing, because until modern times, plumbing pipes were usually made out of lead. Let's see some different uses for lead there. And of course, it's no longer used for plumbing today because even a tiny amount in your system can be deadly. So fun times. All right, let's look at our non-metals. One type of non-metal is the gaseous non-metal. The very first item in the periodic table, hydrogen, is a gaseous non-metal. It's colorless and odorless at room temperature. On the next column, highlight about 78% of the atmosphere is nitrogen. It's another type of gas here. 78% of the atmosphere is nitrogen. Now find where it has oxygen in bold. Just below that, highlight that oxygen is the most abundant element at the Earth's surface. You can see the composition of dry air there. Percent by volume and percent by weight. Nitrogen is about 78% by volume, about 75.5% by weight. Oxygen, on the other hand, is only just about 21% of the air, about 23% by weight. Everything else there, argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, krypton, hydrogen, xenon, and ozone, all compose less than 1%. So you can see it with our circle graph there. Nitrogen makes up the hugest part, and then oxygen, and then the other gases all together make up just a tiny little bit. Turning the page to page 296, find where it has nitrogen in bold, and highlight that nitrogen is a colorless, odorless gas. That's what you'll need to know for that. So we're stopping there at solid metals and nonmetals. You'll continue there with your reading tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.